How's it going, witches and warlocks and all in between? I'm the Wizard of What, and Disney. When are they gonna learn that these live-action remakes just don't work? I mean, don't get me wrong, they make a lot of money, but for the most part, they fail to understand what the movie they're remaking works so well. Now, some of them I do like Aladdin I actually like, Jungle Book, parts of Cinderella, I do like those. I even like Cruella. I think Cruella is underrated. But remakes like Mulan, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, they fail to understand what makes the original good and just turns out soulless. And the remake that stirred up the most controversy, even before the first teaser trailer came out, is the movie that I'm reviewing today, Snow White. I mean, you name it. From Rachel Zegler, the main star of the movie, completely disrespect the source material in interviews.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
To these really weird CGI dwarves, magical creatures. God, the worst name replacement since New Goblin. So this movie did not have a good reputation already. So when I went to go see this, I was ready to tear it apart. I was ready to hate it, call it the worst remake, the nail in the coffin, and I'll be honest, I don't hate this movie. Listen, I know, I'm not crazy, I know this remake doesn't work, it completely disrespects the original, there are clear problems with it, but I also find that there are redeeming qualities about this. First of all, Rachel Zegler absolutely carries this movie. Say whatever you want about her, but I have major respect for her as an actress. If you've seen her films like Y2K, West Side Story, Hunger Games, even Shazam! Fury of the Gods, she was one of the best parts of each of those movies, and she really does well here. She almost kind of reminds me of Jasmine from the live-action Aladdin. Like with Snow White, her character's not written that well, but she gives such a passion to the character that it's hard for me to say it's bad. The performance honestly kind of saves it, and to be frank, I do like the way it looks. When it's not focusing on ugly CGI bodies, the film actually is pretty nice to look at. It's bright, it's colorful, the choreography is actually pretty good in this. I mean, it's much better than Beauty and the Beast, where they, stand around and do nothing. Speaking of the dwarves, it also includes moments between Dopey and Snow that are honestly pretty good. It gives a big sister, little brother situation. As a little brother myself, those moments do stick with me. Shout out to all the big sisters out there. Love you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dora the Explorer, and if you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to The Wizard of What.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss another upload.
Alright. And now, back to our show.
Okay, now that I've given the proper credit where it's due, and I've lost most of you in the process, let's get into why you clicked on this video in the first place and tear this film a new one. Okay, so there's three big problems that I can point out to in this movie. Number one, the dwarves. Yeah, I know I said magical creatures, but they're dwarves, come on. For a while I used to call this movie Snow White and the Seven Modocs, because they look like CGI abominations. But much like with MODOK, the problem isn't the actual CGI itself, but more so the designs, because they look unnatural as hell. I know there was some whole Peter Dinklage case where he thought the dwarves in Snow White were offensive and whatnot, so then Disney responded saying that they were going to be CGI. Boy, was that a mistake. Call me ignorant and whatnot, but I really don't see what's wrong with casting little people in little people roles. If they would just cast little people in these roles, it would save them a ton of money on special effects. The second problem? Gal Gadot. I mean, apart from Wonder Woman, she just does not get any good roles. I'm sure she can be a good actress, despite popular belief. She just needs to be given a good role, a good source material, good writing. And this is just not it. And the third biggest issue, and arguably the biggest, is the plot. Again, think back to the Zegler interview when she said,
She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be.
Kind of like that other Snow White, where Snow White avenges her father by taking back the throne from a tyrannical evil queen. All three of these Snow White versions came out within a year, and all had the same premise. And this Snow White movie has the exact same one. And it has very little variety. Look, I understand wanting to do a new version of Snow White, but if you're gonna do that, do a new version of Snow White. Give us something different. Or, better yet, why not stay truthful to the source material? Mirror Mirror did. She still fights to the throne, she still works with the sword, but she still stays true to the characteristics of Snow White. Once Upon a Time did this masterfully, gave Snow White, Prince Charming, and the Evil Queen more depth than this movie ever does. What's funny about this is that it's technically made by the same company. I know it's ABC, who was owned by Disney, but still Disney. I don't know, man. That's my main problem. The plot is just recycled, overall leading to just an uninspired film, despite trying to be inspiring. So yeah, obviously I didn't like this movie, but at the same time I'm not gonna ignore its redeeming qualities. But if you think it's like insulting to your childhood, like it completely destroys everything, I understand. To an extent I feel the same way too, but at the same time I'm kinda used to that in these remakes, so I guess I have to give this like a 4 out of 10. Question of the day. What is your favorite Snow White interpretation? If I hadn't made mine clear, it's the Once Upon a Time version. Like I said, gives more in-depth to the characters, and gives some real drama. But let me know which one's your favorite. I'm the Wizard of What, and until next time, stay strong, my dudes.